Hi guys, Merv back with you. As you can see on the table here, I have some junipers. Now if you go back about a year ago, you will see most of these junipers where we cut off the main branches and just left a little bit of growth. You can see the scars. We took off a humongous section of these and just left, and you got to make sure that when you do remove a big part of a plant, that especially the juniper, that you leave some green on the stump, or else you've killed the stump. Okay, just make sure that there's some green on it. And this year, as you can see, they have just taken off. They're growing beautifully. So now what we're doing is we're going to turn these stumps into bonsai. Okay? So what I've done basically is I'm going to put these down, and I've kept one up here. This one here, this is one of them, and it's naturally growing just beautifully. Naturally doing so. Okay? Let's put it in a tray. I'm going to pull it out. As you can see, roots doing well, and got some moss growing on it, and it is starting to look just awesome. So what we're going to do now is bonsai it. Alright? Let's see, we're going to make some bonsai. I love to play with plants. Take some of this foliage off so that we can see the branching, see what the branching is doing. There it is. Cut them off. Branches underneath, under the branches. I'm not going to take any big branches off yet. Just take some of the foliage so that we can see what it's doing. You see all of this growth here, that tight growth that's coming out where the branch is already growing, and it just wants to enhance with more branching. Okay, let's see what we got. We've got a gorgeous bonsai coming in here. This can come off, that's on the bottom. Alright, now, what are we going to do with the front? Okay, take a look at that as we turn. I'm looking at my trunk, where it comes out of the ground. See, this is where it was cut off, and that will be worked. Clean that. Okay, this is what I see as the front. As you can see, nice movement, nothing coming at you. It looks like it's going to be gorgeous. Okay, I see the number 1 branch, the number 2 branch, and the back branch, and then the apex coming up here, which means this particular branch here is unnecessary. So I'm going to remove that branch. Alright, now I'm going to work, if this is my number 1 branch, that's going to be perfect. Coming through here, take a little bit off of the bottom of the branch, leave the side branching. Here's number 2 branch. That is growing on the bottom. Going down, don't want that. Going down, don't want that. This one is too full, going down. That's on the bottom, that's on the bottom, that's on the bottom, that's on the bottom. See, we've got more than enough branches on the sides that are just doing beautifully. Alrighty, then this one will be the rear branch, the back branch. And that's on the bottom of the branch. Yep. You see, the reason why I'm taking off the bottom branches is if you take a look at your trees that are growing, as those branches start drooping, you'll find that there's very little light hitting the bottom of the branch. It's hitting the top and the sides, and most of the branching at the bottom are dying. So it's really nice and clean most of the time. Alright, now let's wire. Let's get into some wiring. Alrighty, that's number 1 branch, and take it up to the apex. Wire cutter. Alright. Take this wire and very carefully, not to damage your branching, in between the branching. That will go out there. I can take this up the trunk. Not too tight. Don't create a spring. Spread your wire up to the apex. Apex meaning top of the tree. That's up the apex. Now the number 1 branch. 2, 3. Okay. That's number 1 branch and the apex. Now I have another one. This is very simple. Beginner plant. The back branch, and we can go up to the number 2 branch. Wire. Okay. Okay, do not want to cross over the wire. So if I take it this way on the back branch, take that around to the number 2 branch. Bring that around to me, walking it up, not to damage the branching. Just hold it up against the branch and carefully walk your wire to the outer tip. Okay, that's the number 2 branch. Now, the back branch. The wire is a little bit short, but that'll work. All right. Get some of these weeds out of the way and clean some of the moss away from the trunk. This moss can be very useful when we create our bonsai. Oops, I do not have my pick with me, but alrighty, clean a little bit of the trunk away. You see these roots that are coming out to the trunk. Let's remove some rooting. Okay, I did remove some foliage, so I can remove some of the roots. And these little dry pieces where the branches were, did we die off properly? Did we prune it properly originally? No? Okay. Now, my pot, my bonsai pot. Oh my gosh, looks like I left that on my work table.